Hey, friends. Welcome back to Monday's market update. Super pumped to be here. If you're new here, I am Keyra Ford, your real estate cheerleader, aka your favorite Dallas realtor. And yeah, let's jump into it, friends. So, last week, if you were on, I don't remember what we talked about, to be honest. And I don't think I posted it on Instagram, so I'd have to go back. Matter of fact, I don't even think I jumped on last week. I think I skipped it because I was actually out of town, so never mind. Last week, we did not get on, but it's July 1st, which means that it's a fresh new month and I'm going to be consistent. And not only that, I am pumped to come on live more than once a week, guys. So make sure you tune in if you have anything that you would like me to talk about. I get a lot of people who want me to talk more about Airbnb, but I want to make sure before I actually do a live on it, what are your questions so I can answer the specific questions. So today's topic is going to talk a little bit about the economy, and then we're going to jump into builders confidence, which means what are builders feeling right now. I know a lot of times I talk about pre-owned homes, aka pre-loved homes, but today I want to talk a little bit more about new construction and the opportunity that is out there for that. So let's get into it. So first off, I want to start off with some economic numbers, which is PCE. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's personal customer indicators. Is it indicators? Yes, indicators. And this is what the feds look at when it's coming to like lowering interest rates. Also, this past week, we've noticed that inflation has come down a little bit, guys. So yay, go us. That means that interest rates are it's on its way to hopefully come down a little bit. And a lot of people always ask me, what is a healthy economy look like, or what do people look for when it's a healthy economy? A lot of people, well, the feds look at is like job data, which job data will be this week. It's a short week, but they are actually going to be looking at how many people have jobs, how much unemployment is out here. So really tune in for next week when I come back with those numbers to keep you guys informed. Also, this week, they'll be talking about the saving rate, or was it last week? No, I'm sorry. Last week, they talked about savings rate. And why this is important to you guys is typically savings rate is off of like your income. How much are you saving from your income every year? And 3 years ago, people were saving 20.3% of their income. Do you know what people are saving of their income? 3.9%. That is significantly different, guys. And I think it's because, of course, I said this like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, to live the same lifestyle that you have now. Last year, now it's like $1,000 additional to live the exact same lifestyle. Nothing additionally has changed. It's just inflation, but it's beautiful that inflation is starting to come down. So that does make me happy for everyone out there and also for my pockets, so I can keep a little bit more of the money that I make. But all of that is just kind of talking about the economy. Now, a lot of people also want to know about interest rates. And so last week, interest rates did drop down a teeny bit. I think they dropped down to about 7.02. And then by the end of the week, they were back up at like 7.05. So it was like itty bitty. But today, right now, interest rates are about a 7.1. And I don't really see them changing just because this is a short week. And also, like I said, the feds are going to be looking at jobs this week. So if jobs are looking good, maybe they'll come down next week. But right now, they are sitting at about a 7.1. And I don't know if we have gone over like the 30-year chart that I have that shows you what interest rates were like 30 years ago and how an average interest rate is actually a 7.5. So everyone who's wanting that, 3%, the 2%, sweetheart, if you didn't get good, you didn't get, what is the quote? If you didn't get the good while it was good, you missed out. Y'all know the quote. But basically, if you missed out, honey, you missed out. And if interest rates ever get back to a 2.7 or 3%, we should be nervous. The economy is going to be really messed up if that ever gets down that low again. So just if you're waiting on the fence for that, wouldn't wait. I mean, I would buckle up because you might be there for eternity. So be mindful of that. Another thing, let me see. Oh, another thing that I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to interest rates is in the beginning of this year, economists, what is his name? I just had a brain fart. But anyways, y'all know what economist I'm talking about. And he talked about how it's going to be like 5 different rate cuts this year. Well, we've really only had one. And now they're predicting that there only will be one more cut. And they think it's going to be in December. And the cut will go down to like 6.8%, which is not that big of a difference. And so if you are waiting, if you're waiting for like a 5%, I don't think that we'll see a 5% interest rate until next year, just being honest with you guys. So if you are thinking that, hey, like Keyra, I want to wait till interest drops go that low, I don't see you purchasing a property this year. But let me give you this advice. If you purchase now, which means that interest rates are a little bit higher, but pricing is a little bit lower, you could typically get into a house with equity. And next year, when it drops, you just refinance and you have the best of both worlds. You're not in a whole bunch of competition because not a lot of people are out here getting into the market because they're just focusing on interest rates. Like, guys, there's so many different ways to skin a cat. Like, if you want to purchase a house, there's so many routes to go. Don't just focus on the interest rates because that's just right now. And you need to be looking like long term. Ooh, y'all just saw my nails. I'm getting them done. So, anywho, so that's my rant for interest rates. Okay, so let's jump into like builder things. So let's see, what is it that I want to actually tell you guys when it comes to builders? Okay, so 29% of home builders nationwide decrease prices in May, which means, and you have to realize I can only report to you what happened in May because we just came out of June, so numbers won't report for June until like another week or so. So I'm just telling you May numbers, but they dropped 29% prices. Like prices dropped 29%. That's crazy. So that's so much opportunity there for buyers. So if you're looking to go and purchase a property, new construction, these buyers are ready. I mean, these builders are ready to get their inventory off the market, which brings me to my next thing, which is inventory for builders are like up 15%. So inventory is there, guys. Okay. Also, 60% of builders are giving incentives. That's how they're actually being able to sell properties because they're giving so many incentives. And I know this firsthand because last week I closed on 2 new construction clients. So if you're also thinking, oh my gosh, I can go buy a property, new construction by myself, I would say really try to use a realtor. I know a lot of people, what is the estimated timeline for a completion for a new construction property? So that's a great question. When it comes to a timeline for new construction, it depends on if you are doing a build from ground up or if you're doing an inventory home. So inventory homes is what I was talking about just a second ago, which is up 15%. We have a lot of inventory for new construction. That can be 30 days. It's very easy. If you like the house, you can move into it in 30 days. If you're building a property, it's going to somewhat take anywhere from 8 to 12 months. So if you're going to build, you need to have a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more time. Great question. Okay, let me see. What else did I want to tell you guys? Also, lumber prices have dropped down too. Builders are just not buying as much lumber as they were because they're kind of slowing down building houses because they have 15% of inventories just sitting. So guys, if you want a deal, if you want opportunities when it comes to purchasing a house, new construction is the route to go. Okay, let me see. I have another questions. Are there any specific incentives and promotions available for buyers instead of new developments? So when it comes to, I'm guessing I'm hoping I'm reading this right. How often are new incentives coming available? Okay, so incentives, let me also break this down to you. So incentives are like if you wanted to purchase a property, they're willing to give you like $10,000 towards concession or $10,000 for upgrades or $10,000 for closing costs. You just get to pick out where you want that money to be allocated. And every builder is a little different. Every developer is a little bit different. How does the price of these new construction properties compare to the existing? Okay, that's great. All these great questions. I'm loving this, guys. And so when it comes to new builds, when it comes to pricing, you still have some negotiating space, and when it comes to pre-owned, there's negotiating space in general. So overall, you have negotiating space. New construction, you're going to pay a little bit more because it's brand new. So you're going to get more efficient, energy efficient windows, and you're going to usually get a smart home. Some of these homes that are being sold that are pre-owned, they don't have those things. So they're going to be a little less expensive. So just know when you buy new, it's because you're getting newer things, which means that the price is going to be a little higher. So great question. I hope I answered it. Let's see. Let me go back to some other things I wanted to tell you guys. I told you lumber was dropping in price because builders are kind of trying to stop, building because they have 15% of inventory just on the market and they're ready to sell. And then let's see. But this is also why housing starting. So starting housing is down 19.3% compared to 2023. And what that means is people like the builders actually starting on new homes. Since they do have inventory sitting, they're not wanting to continue to carry those costs. So they're not building houses as fast as they once were, which is kind of bad for us because 2 years down the road, we're going to have a shortage of homes again because so many people are having kids and they're graduating from college and there's just more people in this world, which means we need more homes for people to live in. Okay, let me see. What else do I want to tell you guys? Basically, with all that information telling you that there's opportunity in new construction is that there's deals to be made. And it is so important right now to actually have a real estate agent that knows the inventory, which this month in August, I'm going to be doing a lot more new construction videos and telling you a little bit more of their incentives and the things that are going on with certain builders so that you are informed on, hey, let me go to this builder so I can get the most bang for my buck. But you want to make sure that you have a real estate agent that is going to advocate for you. And the reason why is because there is the builder, the sales reps, they work for the actual builder. So that means if anything goes sideways with your deal, they're not there advocating for you. Now, am I saying all sales reps are going to just throw you under the bus? Absolutely not, because the sales reps that I just worked with that closed last week, I love them. I was like, I need to send you more business because you guys were great. But you have to realize they work for the builder. They don't work for you. So having a real estate agent, having your back when it comes to representing you through purchasing a property is so important because one, we know what to actually ask for. We know the incentives. We know if we can actually get lower in price. We also can help you see that they are not giving you a good deal. They're actually just rolling it into your loan. So you really want to have someone who's educated. You want to have someone who has a team because it really does matter when it comes to purchasing a new construction. And I've had horror stories. I've had clients who are trying to buy new construction and then they try to do it on their own and then they try to bring me in at the last minute. And I really can't help them because I wasn't there from the beginning. So just be very aware of that. Okay, let me see. I just got another question. Do you think we will see some new home prices drop for the end of the year and the DFW base? Okay, so yes, home prices for new construction has already started to drop. So, they've dropped a smidge. What they're doing is they're not necessarily dropping the price. They're just giving you more incentives, which is making you being able to purchase the property a little bit easier. Because if you have more closing costs, it means that you don't have to take all of your liquid cash to purchase that house. So you can take that liquid cash and be able to furnish your house and be able to, add some paint if you wanted to add a little bit more, a custom look to that property. So as we go throughout this year, I do think that incentives will continue to be there. And I do think that prices will start to drop, maybe a smidge. But you have to realize when interest rates start to drop, just know that prices are going to start to inch back up. Get into a property now where you can actually have some equity. Literally, One client that moved in last week walked in with $10,000 of equity. The other one walked in with $5,000 of equity, which means if they decided to sell their property today, they could sell it for $5,000 more than what they actually purchased it for because it's actually worth more. Okay, let's see. I got another question. I've heard you say your first home may not be your forever home. With that being said, a new construction home. Yes. So one of my clients, okay, so the question was, I say all the time on my lives that, hey, get into the market and buy something that you can actually afford, because getting into the market will set you up, because you live in it for a couple of years, you can sell it and then be able to go buy your true dream home. Okay. So when it comes to new construction, you can do the same thing. So one of my clients last week, that was her first home. She got into it. Actually, it was a really good deal. I don't, Texas is a non-disclosed state. So when someone buys a property or sells a property, no one typically knows what's the actual price. So she bought that property for $199 and $199,000, and it was very much a starter home. But I guarantee when she got it appraised, and it was appraised at like 207. So she walked into that place with quite a bit of equity. I mean, she did have some incentives, which made her loan go a little higher than 199. So it came out to about $5,000 of equity of her walking into it. So yes, you can buy new construction, and it can be a first home for you guys. And then you stay in it for 2 or 3 years, then you decide to trade it in and sell it, to then go and buy something that is a little bit more of what you truly desire. So get in and buy something that you can truly afford, and then later down the road, you can sell it to actually buy what you truly want. You got to start where you are, guys. But if you never get into the game, guess what? You might not ever be able to get into the game, because I'm telling you this, I say this all the time. Affordability is going to change. People who don't own houses, it's going to be very hard to enter into the market. People are going to have to get gifts from their parents, or they're going to have to do a lot of savings. And I said this too, you cannot outsave inflation. That's why 3 years ago, people were saving 20.3% of their income, and now they're only saving 3.9% of their income. Things are changing. Prices are going up. So if the best time to buy a house was yesterday, and the next best time is today. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a realtor. I'm saying that because of historically, you can see it. Where have you seen a lot of like significant price drops? Now, don't get me wrong, there have been price drops, but I'm talking about significant, like 50,000. Now, if your house was overpriced, absolutely, your house has dropped that much. But in general, these houses that are worth 500,000, that's what they're selling for, 500,000. Okay. So I trust that this has brought you value. It has given you some confidence to go and get some awesome deals when it comes to new construction. If you would love to set up a strategy session, which is free for you, I will basically hear where you are to get you to where you want to be and come up with a strategic plan for you to either purchase or sell your property. So love you guys. Until next time. Peace. Oh, and make sure you share, like, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. I know I'm streaming on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the things, but make sure you share this with a friend that this can actually help. All right. Toodles. Oh, let's see.